This is the last color of the personality and learning style profile. This is green. Remember, when we're done with this, you should make a game out of figuring out what you are, what your friends are, what your significant other is, what your teacher is, what your mom is, and so on. You should try to figure everybody out and guess them. And teach this to them and share it with them. Here we go with green. The key word to green is creative. These people love to create stuff. And that's when they're in their zone, is when they're making something. As a student, my 4 questions to peg students, this is the one. When I hear them talking about this question, what would happen if? What would happen if, what would the future be like if? This is the greenest thing ever, because you were talking about something that is not real, that has not happened yet. You're talking about using your imagination to predict the future. So those are 2 words there, imagination and future. These people have a massively overactive imagination. If a teacher said, hey, today we're going to creatively write and write some paper or some poem like that, a green person would knock that out without even thinking about it. A yellow person would be like, okay, how many words does this have to have? Is this a 5-paragraph, blah, blah, blah. Green people would just get lost in it and just nail it. Green people normally play a musical instrument, because think about the key word there, creative, right? You're talking about creating something with a musical instrument. And what's most exciting is when you do something that has never been done before. You're creating something new. They're probably artsy because, again, painting, making stuff out of clay, sculpting, drawing, whatever, music, arts, it all goes together. This is all about being creative. And that's just the green side of you. So if you get into like, oh, I really like that kind of weird artsy stuff, that's the green side of you. They can get lost in details. So green people can get lost in the details, but have a crazy knack for seeing the big picture. So it's kind of like opposite of yellow. Green and yellow people complement each other insanely well. Green people tend to be like a visionary. It's like, okay, here's where we need to be 5 years from now, or here's what will happen if we continue this. We'll be, 3 years from now, here's where we'll be, or 5 years from now, here's where we'll be. And, kind of like a predicting the future. So you need a green person on your team for sure to look into the future, but a yellow person to manage the little details, because the green people are not going to be able to do that very well. It's not natural. Remember, we're all yellow and green and orange and blue, but a dominantly green person are going to want to talk about not what's happening today, but tomorrow and next year and stuff like that. They love to talk about the future, space, anything to deal with space, weird, aliens, paranormal, lasers, sci-fi movies, all of that stuff. Anything that's not real, these people like to dream up. So here's a green test for you. If you're looking, on Netflix, or if you're going into an old Hollywood video or something weird like that, a green person would go straight to the sci-fi section. That's a green test for you right there. When I see people reading, I will look at what book they're reading. If they're reading a book about, like a Forgotten Realms book about dwarves and elves, that's a green thing right there. If you liked Lord of the Rings, you are pretty green. If you are repulsed by Star Wars like I don't even care, you are definitely not green. If you love Star Wars and you've seen it multiple times, you're probably pretty green. Green people can be kind of spacey. They can be kind of out there, and they can zone out and space out because they are absolute daydreamers. Like almost like go into a trance and just stare off into space because you're thinking about what's next. So for Christmas, green people, artsy stuff, music stuff, creative stuff, crafty stuff, anything they can create something with is all about the green. So there you go. That's green. So when some people are into certain things, hopefully now you'll know why. You need to make a game out of this. You need to figure it out. If I was doing this in a room with 50 people, right now I would say, okay, All the yellow people go to that corner, orange people go to that corner, green people this corner, blue people that corner. And you would see who are kind of like each other. And you can just tell, you know, if you meet someone that your 4 colors match exactly, you are like soulmates. You could get trapped in an elevator and just forget track of time talking about stuff because you are into the exact same things. I hope you like this. This has been the 4-color personality and learning style. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.